know if you can hear me in the. Oh, I broke my helmet. How's everybody doing? Welcome. I'm gonna turn my fan off. Today's been a crazy day. I'm a little bit late. Today's been a crazy day. Hold on. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're back. How's everybody? I broke my helmet. Well, I broke my kid's helmet, actually. Anybody here? There are people here. I know there are. I get the back part of my helmet back. Oh, happy Halloween. Beckham's here. All right. All right. All right. Some people here. My chair's still broken. Oh, my chair's still broken. I'm late starting my show. What's going on? Going to the laser lathe. What? Nope, not going to laser lathe today. I'm not going to make a new chair. I'm just going to fix this one. And I'm going to also fix my kid's helmet that I just broke. Because it's not designed for adult head. But there we go. It's also weird with the beard hanging out the bottom. Happy Halloween. Now I have to fix this. That's all right. I can fix this. No big. And I got my Thor shirt on. And then it's got a cape. It's got a Velcro cape on the back. So it's Halloween, so I thought I wanted to actually do a full-on like dress up in full costume for the turning show. But it's just been a crazy week and I didn't have time to put everything together. So Thor shirt and Iron Man helmet is the best it's gonna get. Weird, yeah, Iron Man ZZ Top, Iron Man Thor ZZ Top collaboration cross today. I also, while we're sitting here chatting before the turning starts, I gotta make some bags of candy because we're not doing the trick-or-treating thing this year for Sven. For reasons that might be obvious to you if you think about it. So instead, we're going to do a scavenger hunt in the house for bags of candy. So I've got clues that I'm going to make little bags of candy. I'm going to hide them in places that I've predetermined. And I made like rhyme clues. They're like, oh, I wish I had them with me. But they basically tell him where they're hidden. And then when he gets the bag of candy, there's another clue in it, and he can go find another bag of candy. And then we've got a tradition going on for the last few years that we watch Harry Potter on Halloween anyway. So we figured just low-key inside the house, candy scavenger hunt, and Harry Potter night was just fine. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna while we're waiting for people to roll in, I'm gonna load up some bags of candy for the scavenger hunt. We can have a little bit of a chat, and then we can get to the Birdseye Alder. I don't want to even call it a bowl because it's about 2¼ inches deep, 10 inches across. I'm gonna call that a platter or a plate. Even I don't even know if it's big enough around to call a platter. Is there a size definition for platter? Because I don't know that I would call a 10-inch plate a platter, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna make a shallow thing. Hard lines, no curves, says Sheldon. I don't hate that. Because then it's a tray, basically. Went to a local neighborhood with a little guy. A lot of houses had treats on tables at the end of the driveway. Yeah. We thought about doing that. We've done that before when we left a bowl out and went off trick-or-treating in a different area. And we generally only get 20 or 30 kids a year. So we made a massive bowl full of candy and put it out. And we came back like a half an hour later and it was gone. So literally some jerk kid just came up and just dumped the bowl into his bag. So we don't do that anymore. But I understand the concept. Froze outside for 3 hours waiting for kids. Are you guys really cold out there on the East Coast already? I shouldn't joke. We don't actually get really cold. Okay, so we got a fuzzy peach, a Swedish fish, a Swedish berry, some little Halloween chocolate coins. We tossed some couple of Tootsie Rolls. 1 degree when the sun went down. I guess that's pretty cold. I grew up in Saskatchewan though, so all of our Halloween costumes when I was growing up had to involve a snowsuit underneath. Just about. There were a few years it was minus 20. Crazy. Couple of Tootsie Rolls, couple of double bubbles, couple of rockets, and what else we got? Tootsie Pop, couple of suckers in each bag. That's a pretty good bag. So that's one scavenger hunt bag. I'm gonna do 5 of these, and then we're gonna get rocking on the lathe. And hey, none of you jerks hit the thumb up button yet. Hit the thumb up button, yo. Hey, Mike, have you made a picture frame? I have made a picture frame. I have a episode on the channel. I believe it's called Making My First Ever Picture Frame. For my friend Jackie for last year's Christmas gift. But I didn't get it done until January. So it's a little ways back, but there is a picture frame making episode on the channel. It's got some funny bits in it because I screwed some stuff up. It was supposed to be a rectangular picture frame, but then when I set the stop blocks up, I screwed it up. So I made a square frame instead, and then I cut the picture down to square. Is it okay for the frame to be 3/4 inch thick? Sure. You got to think about the depth of the rabbet that you're putting around the inside of the back of the frame. Generally, depending on how you're making it, if you're going to rabbet out the back of the inside of the frame to put a piece of glass or plexi or something in there to put the picture in, you have to think about how much you need to have some left on the other side of that rabbet. So if you're using 1/8 inch picture glass like that you get out of a frame, like a generic store-bought frame, that's what I did. I had a whole bunch of like not dollar store, but like thrift store picture frames, and so that glass is about an 1/8 inch thick. So if you're making 3/4 inch frame and you take a 1/4 inch and then a little bit to have a backer for say you're taking a 1/4 inch, that leaves you a 1/2 inch in front of that thing. That's lots. 3/4 inches lots of width. Mine was about 3/4 of an inch that I made, and I would be comfortable going down. I'd be comfortable going all the way down to a 1/2 inch thick material for a picture frame. It doesn't get any abuse, right? It just hangs on a wall. So I would probably make 5/8. I don't know that I would go all the way down to a 1/2, but I could go down to 5/8 on the thickness of a picture frame. 3/4 is good. It also depends on the look that you're at. Interruption. Uh-oh, Spider-Man's here. What are you doing, Spider-Man?
It's not Spider-Man. It's Superior Iron Spider.
Superior Iron Spider. What is that from? Like,
there's actually no comment that says that.
There's no.
I just thought it would be cool.
You made up a new Spider-Man?
Well, technically, I've done it before.
What, made up a Spider-Man?
Yeah. Well, actually, twice.
Sven is making up a new Spider-Man for Halloween this year. A third new made-up Spider-Man. And what's his name?
Superior Iron Spider.
Superior Iron Spider. So is that like a Tony Stark made Spider-Man suit, or?
Well, basically, technically, I'd say the story behind the suit, if it was real,
okay,
was Otto Octavius as the Superior Spider-Man, which is Superior Iron Spider-Man, by the way, would take the Iron Spider costume and make it what he wanted it to look like, and basically that's all I can think of.
Okay, so this is an Otto Octavius constructed suit?
Well, technically it's from the Iron Spider.
From the Iron Spider, okay.
That Peter had in the Civil War comics.
Yes.
But but he changed the looks a lot.
Okay, that's awesome. I love it. And does it need to have a hoodie over the top of it?
No, it doesn't. I just thought it would look cool.
Okay, it does. It definitely does look cool.
Yeah, it does.
All right, so I'll see you in a little bit after I finish my show.
All right, see ya.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks for showing me the costume.
Welcome.
What was it? Ultimate Iron Spider? I don't remember. Now I feel bad. I feel bad already. And the people rejoiced. Yes, people clamor for Sven. Well, I already put rockets in that one. That's fine. Where were we talking about picture frames? Yeah, 3/4 is good. Long and short answer is 3/4 is fine. And so chocolate coins, got a Swedish fish, got Sour Patch Kid. All right, 2 scavenger hunt bags down. We will get to the turning, I promise. But I had a crazy day. I actually had to work today, so I didn't get a chance to do all the prep work that I was supposed to do for Halloween tonight, and then I had to go to the store to get wood. I had to buy wood. All the wood I have in this place, and I actually had to buy wood because my kid is making for school. He was supposed to make a pumpkin launcher, but he's doing a hybrid school where he's only at school sometimes and he's at home sometimes, so things are a little more flexible on timelines. So it was supposed to be done this week, but they are just do it whenever kind of a situation. So this weekend we're making a pumpkin launcher, and I realized I don't have any like just straight construction lumber, like just SPF like 2x4s. So I had to go buy a couple of 2x4s today to do that tomorrow. But we're gonna try and make a slingshot out of for pumpkins tomorrow. That's gonna be fun. Maybe I'll film it. Maybe I'll put it on the channel. He gets super distracted when I try to do projects with him, though. Like, he pays more attention to the fact that it's a show and less attention to the fact that he's supposed to be making something. So maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. Sapili pumpkin launcher. Yeah, that's what I want to do with my like $11 a board foot Sapili, is make a pumpkin launcher out of it. Actually, now I kind of do, but I'm not going to. That stuff has a purpose already. You know that, Pinnell. God. All right, 3 bags. I made 5 questions, so I only have 2 more bags of candy to make, and we can get on with the show. Any other like woodworking questions? Because I like answering people's questions about projects that they have in mind and stuff. So learn that. Tootsie Pop. Another rocket. Pleasant Peaches. Got another bag of coins here. All right. Birdseye, Alder. Sheldon wants a tray. Sheldon gets a tray. That makes my job easier. Slanted sides, flat bottom. Hollow out the inside, done. And then I can get to eating supper and doing scavenger hunt and watching Harry Potter. I don't remember which Harry Potter we're on. It's got to be 5. Yeah, but that is what this is. I got a grinder this week. There's news. Also, my bench is full of scraps because I am sick of scraps overtaking my shop. Speaking of having wood problems, my scraps have been overtaking my shop. So right now you guys are sitting amongst a workbench full of scrap, like exotic hardwood and some domestic hardwood, but mostly exotic hardwood, that I'm gonna bust down into mostly pen blanks and some box parts and stuff for future small projects, and then burn whatever's left. When is part 2 coming out? Oh, for the the sharpening cabinet. Well, I have to make the doors and drawers first before part 2 can come out, because part 2 are the doors and drawers. So I'm gonna say, after breaking down all my scrap and making a couple things out of it, some pens that need to get to the market while people are still Christmas shopping, maybe a couple weeks. Next weekend I will be making stuff with scrap bits that I'm breaking down And then weekend after that, I will do doors. And yeah, I want to say that I'm getting doors and drawers done in one weekend, but I'm not. I know that. If I really am being honest, maybe next week or 2 weeks from now, I will do the doors and can have that video up the week after, and then the drawers the weekend after that. So the three weeks from now will be part 2. 4 weeks from now will be part 3, theoretically. Rio BJ came back. Nice. Didn't get enough punishment last time. You're gonna sit through this again? Oh, Beckham, thanks very much. Yeah, I did enjoy the build. It was frustrating at points. I hit a wall part way through where I like I kind of got over it. Like I was excited for a bit about the project, and then as you get into it, it starts to wear you down and you lose enthusiasm for it. And this one hit me pretty hard in terms of losing enthusiasm for it. So I stopped thinking about details, and that led me down a couple of situations during the build that I would do differently had I should I ever do another one, which I am going to do, because that's basically a smaller version of the sideboard that I'm going to build for my house. But yeah, I didn't make the top back rail wide enough to connect drawer runners to. I didn't think about the fact that I needed drawer runners in it until after the case was constructed, so I had to pocket hole those in. There was a few things, but I'm pleased with it, and it's going to be fantastic when it's done. But there were points in time where I just wanted to just smash it with a sledgehammer. Am I good? Am I good here? A couple more rockets and another Tootsie Pop. All right. Let's, I want to show you guys what you're sitting amongst, because it's not great. It's another one of the reasons that I was a little bit late, because I was trying to find a place for you guys to sit in amongst the nonsense that is my workbench right now. Look at this. This scrap, get all of this, and then all of that, and then there's some more over there, and there's a little bit more on the side. How big is my shop? My shop is a 1-car garage. What? Maybe 15 by 5, 10, 15. 23, something like that. I wish I could put out videos of the stuff that I make, but I don't have the courage. Oh, geez. Yeah, I get that. The first one's a little awkward. Don't go back and watch the first one. But it gets easier. I don't think anybody expects the first couple videos that somebody makes to be good. Like, it takes a little bit to convince yourself to put yourself out there, but you get into it and it starts to flow a little easier, and then eventually you end up having a live show and live discussions with people. Nice size. What are you in, Sheldon? If that's a nice size, because I want another bay of garage to work with. I really want to get into at least a 2-car garage site, like a 24 by 24 shop. What I really want right now is the right amount of power, because this whole shop is on one circuit. So I can't run my heater when I run my table saw. I can't run my dust collector while the tool that it's supposed to be collecting dust from is running. Speaking of which, I should turn my heater off, because otherwise when I spin my lathe up, it might pop a breaker. And that's how that goes. Let us get to the turning. Oh, you know what? I want to have about this much of a beer before we do that. Oh, you share a 1-car garage with home storage. I have one wall. You were talking about the French cleats, I think, last week. So that is how my shop started. It also had all of the household storage shelves and bins and things but I also didn't really just like I'm a woodworker now and I bought a bunch of tools. Like I bought a miter saw. And then when I added tools slowly, and as I slowly added tools, I realized that these shelves needed to go. But yeah, I understand that. You make do with what you got, right? It's just the way that people gotta roll with the punches in life. Whatever size shop it is, you can get stuff done. Kijiji supplied. Yeah, that's a good way to supply a shop. Pinnell, what? You got a 3-car? 2.5 to 3-car garage. 12 by 24 carved out for the shop. Yep, that's 12 by 25. That's essentially what this is. I might be a little wider than 12 and a little longer than 25, but that's about where I'm at. That's another problem, is the size of the pieces you can make in a small shop is limited, because you need the workspace and the area to assemble things. Like I assembled my my coffee table in my back room inside my house. I sanded it on my trampoline, actually. Things are a little better now, but traded a tool case for a table saw. Nice. An upgrade to you. It was an upgrade to you. Then it's good. I don't know. Nobody should judge anybody for the tools that they use. Somebody on one of my videos recently was like, I only have a Ryobi something or other. And I was like, so what? Like, you make it, tool's a tool, man. You can make anything work. Like, don't feel bad that you only have a Ryobi whatever. Like, my first ever tool was I think I told him this. I was like, my first tool ever was a Ryobi 10-inch chop saw, because that's what I could afford. And I actually bought a bigger one than I had planned on, because I told wife what I was going to go buy, and she looked it up and was like, why don't you just get the 10-inch one for an extra $50? And I was like, okay, wife, you want me to get a better tool than the one I was going to go get? Sure. And that's how this all started, was with a Ryobi chop saw. So, and I used the hell out of that thing for a couple of years. Jake Reynolds is here, and he is sorry he's late. Are you also Canadian? Because that's a Canadian thing to say. I don't think you're Canadian, though. He's one of them polite Americans. He must be like in Minnesota or something. we like to consider northern, like, Americans, like, might as well be Canadian. Sheldon's mostly Mastercraft. I still have a ton of Mastercraft. Well, maybe not a ton, but I still have some Mastercraft. And I started with mostly Mastercraft stuff too. I had the Ryobi chop saw, Mastercraft table saw, Mastercraft lathe, Mastercraft bandsaw, a ton of Mastercraft like clamps. I still have Mastercraft clamps. Mastercraft palm sander was my first palm sander. Yeah, it's fine. They do what you need them to do. They are a little more frustrating, and the longevity isn't there. They're the same. They serve the same purpose. Idaho, that counts. That counts, Jake. You're Canadian. You're an honorary Canadian in my books, because you showed up late to a free stream of some goofball on YouTube and apologized. What do you call people from New York? I don't know that I know anybody from. That's not true. I know one woman from New York, and she's like one of the sweetest people I've ever met. Oh, Marv is also late. Oh, see, you know what, Marv? For you, I don't accept your apology. I accept Jake's apology. You have no excuse. I don't know if Jake has an excuse either. All right. Let's spin up the Birdseye Alder. Kind of don't want to. I kind of just want to hang out and chat. Let's get it done. It shouldn't take too long. And we already decided, for those who came late, it's just going to be a tray. We're going to do an angled flat side and a flat bottom, and then we're gonna hog out the inside. No, I haven't started yet, Marv. I was waiting for you guys to show up. You and Jake. Come on. There we go. So here's our supposed Birdseye Alder. I don't see a ton of Birdseye in this. That's why I called it supposed. But it is what it is. That's what it's labeled. So that's what I'm calling it. We're just going to go jick, sand it, toss some finish on it, and flip it around. Do I have everything I need? Today is just a gong show of a day. I have I'm so off in terms of where I'm at. Oh. Let's get something turned, and I can get to scavenger hunt and Harry Potter. Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. Loose things around spinning things. Thank you. Appreciate that. I mean, it was just Velcroed on, so it would have just, but let's not think about how that might have gone. That was a little heavy. Don't need to be digging that hard. Got a little bit of a thing going through here. Might have to adjust our plans a little bit for that. Okay, it's pretty boring wood, gotta say, but it's on there now. Okay, sorry, Sheldon. It's not gonna be flat anymore because I like that. A little flat and then a cove. Yep, that I like. Now, last one was a pretty good cut, I think. Gotta get through. Oh, that was a really good cut. That's like glass smooth. I'm getting better at this. I gotta get through something here. And there's a little bit of a situation going on here. But this is what it's gonna be. Try a flat round on the, what? Try a flat round on the bottom like the top. Ooh. No, then it makes it hard to sand. I'm trying to be fast. I'm going the wrong way with that top lip though. I want it to flare out, not in. I want a little bit more of a lip here. I'm going to do one more cut up into that lip. Try to make it a good one. I also want to get rid of that. Or close to it anyway. Yeah. Is that it? Oh, I got a little stutter at the beginning. I got a little bit of a stutter at the beginning. I'm gonna do one more. That's what you're looking for. That's a good cut. That's a good cut. Why can't all the cuts be like that? Oh, nice. All right, let's flatten off the bottom. Yes, I actually quite like that. That's a nice shape. Why can't all the cuts be like that? That is... I don't know that, other than the first coat of finish going on something, I don't know that there's a better sensation in woodworking than when a lathe tool is cutting like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's almost false advertising to call this. There are some bird's eyes in it, but I don't know that there's enough to call it a piece of bird's eye something. But that's fine. It's still fun. We're still getting practice in. We're still enjoying each other's company. Do some sanding. I think I'm going to start at like 340 on that part. I'm going to do this lip and the bottom. Actually, no, I'm going to do the whole thing because then I'll screw it up if I start getting picky like that. I just want it to be known. Let it be known that on this part of this thing, I could probably not sand that at all. I'm proud of that cut. In fact, I'm going to start at 240 for the whole thing. I'm going to do 240, 320, And that's it. Bottom doesn't feel flat to me. Go forward. Should go forward when you're trying to cut on a lathe. Tip, daily tip. Go and spin the thing in the right direction, idiot. Pop a recess on there. Knocking stuff over. All right, oil it. Oil it, flip it. Take one break today, hopefully, instead of 2 or 3. We'll take a break at flip to the inside. We'll try to do the whole inside in one go. Does have some interesting color variations. And it's not a disgusting looking wood. I just don't know that I would put the label Birdseye on something that only has this many bird's eyes in it. That's cool. It's not a dramatic wood, but it's got some interesting color streaking and stuff. Let's take a little break. We'll flip it around. We'll do the inside. Oh. And we'll, oh, we're almost at an hour already. It's because I blathered for so long before I actually got started. Oh, that's all right. I like hanging out with you guys. What's going on up in the chat here? Oh, I got congratulations on my cut. That's good. I was actually super stoked with that cut. Tardy again. Oh, Drake, you're not the only late one, my man. There were a few people rolling in late. Sharp tool, light pass, good cut. Yep, that's that. Generally, those sharp tool and light pass are the two most important ones. Sharpening and or shaping option. I just got a new slow speed grinder this week, so I'm on to that now. As I stand here sanding from 80 to 600, I honestly, I didn't even need to sand that that cove. It was fantastic. Howard's Feed and Wax. I'll try and get you guys at the end. I'll try and get it to focus on the Birdseyes. They're few and far between, but they are there. Your time. Yes, indeed. Oh, everybody enjoying their Halloween so far? I hear kids running around the neighborhood. Are we just reasons that we're not doing that? Most importantly, because I have a show to do, people expect me to be here when I say that I'm going to be here. That's not the main reason. All right, here we go. Try to get this inside done in about a half an hour because I like to keep these shows to an hour and a half. I don't at all. I don't care how long they go. But I did say that I would be about 6 o'clock or about 7 o'clock ish when I was done. Do I know where to buy Howard's Feed and Wax? Do you guys have Windsor Plywood out east? Because I get mine at Windsor Plywood. I've not seen it at like Home Depot, big box type places. But yeah, Home Depot. No, you don't have you don't have Windsor Plywood. Where do you get hardwoods from? I bet they could bring it in. It's pretty good stuff. I'm surprised that you haven't been able to find it. I don't buy it off Amazon though, because I looked on Amazon one time and it just as Jake says Amazon. I looked on Amazon one time when I needed some and Windsor Plywood was out. And I went, oh, okay. So I think I pay about $14, $15 a bottle at Windsor. And I went on Amazon and it was $16, $17. And I was like, oh, I can pay the extra couple bucks. But then it was like $18 shipping. So I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I would talk to, if you guys you got East Coast Exotic and Halifax Hardwood, places with names like that, if you ask them, I bet they'd be able to bring it in. It's a relatively common wood finish. I think it's mainly for like hardwood flooring and stuff. It's like a flooring restorative, maybe. But I use it for just about everything now. It's just so easy. Just rub it in and buff off the extra, and it's fantastic. I used it on my sharpening station cabinet. I think I used it on my whiskey cabinet, like actual pieces of furniture I use it on now. I'm not going to use it on indoor pieces of furniture, but shop cabinets and stuff, all of my bowls, all of my pens, I'm gonna buy a bag of carnauba wax, and I'm gonna melt some more carnauba wax into some Howards and see if it helps, because I would like the wax aspect of it to be a little harder. But it's good. I love it. I just bought another bottle the other day, because once you get down to like this much, it's kind of a hassle to like keep doing that to get it to the top. All right, inside. Here we go. Inside of it, actually, I almost want to call it a bowl now. It looks more like a bowl than a tray now. Home Hardware has it listed. Oh, you guys got Home Hardwares? Yeah, Home Hardware is a place to look. Like I said, I've never seen it at Home Depot or like a Lowe's or any place like that, but I should get sponsored by Howard's Feed and Wax. People are listening to my recommendations and buying Howard's. Somebody call Howard's and tell them that they need to sponsor this guy on YouTube. Oh, towel. There's a little bit of delay. I caught towel probably the same time you guys did. What's the recipe again? Carnauba wax, beeswax, and orange oil is what's in Howard's. I may add a little bit of paraffin as well. Come on, get seated. Come on. Ah! Doesn't want it. Of course, the night that I'm trying to. I'm going the wrong way again. Oh, I need to just slow this thing down a little bit here. I'm trying to rush through. Oh, I'm getting frustrated that I can't get this thing to seat. That is close enough. With that chuck, I ought to use tailstock to hold the workpiece. That's true. There's lots of things in life that I ought to do. And I do sometimes, actually, but it's a super hassle. It's, well, first world problem. But it's a hassle to take the tailstock on and off. And when I'm going into the inside of a bowl, if the tailstock's up, I hit my elbow on it and I get gashes and stuff on my arm. So I'd rather not have gashes on my arm and have to fight with things a little bit. But all right, we're settled. We're back. We're good. Everything's calm and smooth. Yeah, see, Pinnell knows. That spike on a tailstock, man, it gets you in the arm and you know it. And everybody else knows about it too for about a week. All right, let's get the inside of this thing out. That's pretty true. Gashes on your limbs help with your blood pressure. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to judge how people live their lives. Well, sometimes I do, but not for stuff like that. Going backwards again. Go the right way. Pay attention to what you're doing. Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to go fast. This is probably the easiest cutting face grain that I have ever put on the lathe. What the? Come on. I do, however, think that the last time I put this on the grinder, I put some kind of weird geometry into the bevel that I'm not quite used to. Because that was weird there for a second. Let's find out where we are going to before we get too far along. We are going to 1 3/4 inch, and how greedy do we want to be? 1 7/8. Maybe stopping a little bit early. And we are at 1 1/4 inch. Let's go. Going well. 1 1/2 inch, almost exactly 1 1/2 inch. Inch, and it's getting pretty close to the line. Got another less than 1/8, maybe 2 more cuts deep, and then we'll work on the walls. Maybe just 1 more cut deep because I don't know, it's pretty good. I kind of like the idea of having a nice wide lip here to mimic the lip on the outside. So I'm going to just do that and see what I think afterwards. Give myself a fresh edge on my carbide dealie. Might be getting close to needing a new carbide tip for this guy. I think I might be almost all the way around it. But I think they're like 10 bucks, and that has lasted quite a while. Big tear there. That's not a good place for a big tear when I'm this deep into it. Got some problems. Big tears around here. And it's already getting pretty thin through there. I got a big tear right in the bottom. Oh, it was one of the Birdseyes. Okay. Get rid of a couple of ridges there. See if I can't come in and do something about that a little bit. This one, I'm not going to be buying more of this, I don't think. I'll back you guys up so I can swing past you. done. I'm done with this thing. That is super, super finicky. But I got rid of the tears around the edge. I got rid of the tear that is a Birdseye right there. I'm gonna go down to 80 grit sandpaper and we're gonna just take care of the inside of this bowl. Oh. Okay. Advice, if you care, not Alder. It might just be me and today and whatever else, but I am not going to be purchasing more Alder for turning. It's too soft. I think the problem is that it's too soft. But we'll make this one work. is what that is. I ended up doing another double cove on the inside of this one. I did that last week, but that was because it mimicked the outside. This week I did it to get through bits of tear out that and it just kind of turned into that. All right, let us get this thing over with. I hope it's super pretty because it was really frustrating. Well, I'm using all of my Howard's feed and wax apparently as well. The color is nice. I will say that. The color is nice. It's a nice sort of rich, dark honey brown. The color is nice. It's not fun to work. I don't know. You guys see any bird's eyes in there? They are there. You can see a few here and there. It does add a dimension to it, I guess. But I would not, if I was running a wood shop, or I run a wood shop. If I was running a wood store that sold wood, I don't think I would call that bird's eye anything. But it was a thing that happened. We made a thing again. Happy Halloween. It's too soft. I don't. There's a sweet spot between too hard and too soft, and that the pendulum's on the wrong side of that one. Do you use your brand on the bottom of the bowl once it's done? I haven't, because usually by the time it's done, it has finish on it, and I don't want to get. Maybe I'll brand it. It's just wax and oil, right? It's not a big deal to get wax and oil on a branding iron. I'm not doing it tonight though, because that thing takes about 25 minutes to heat up. So, and we are already at our hour and a half that these things always take at least. I'm gonna have another beer with you guys. We're gonna quickly buff one more coat into that, and we are going to go have a scavenger hunt for candy in my house with my child. You guys aren't coming. I shouldn't say we. Inside the chuck mortise, I figured out, I was planning on putting my brand on the inside of the chuck mortise. I just smudged dust all over my face. But I don't make them big enough because my brand is 2 inches across, and the ideal size for that chuck mortise is 2 1/4 inches round. So the corners of my brand don't allow it to recess all the way down in there and brand. But on the one like flat bottom ones like this, I could just do it out on one of the sides, or I could make my chuck mortise bigger so that I can brand it later, but then I lose gripping power on my chuck, and I kind of like having gripping power on my chuck. Little from column A, little from column B, maybe. Grinder? You want to see the grinder? Okay. I'll bring another beer over there with me. I'll finish this one. So this is my Rikon 8-inch slow-speed grinder. Half horsepower. I need to flip the wheels because for some reason one of the tool rests comes with a little V cut in it to like rest down in there on an angle. And that's the 120 grit wheel. And you can't flip these. They are only unidirectional. So I want to have my 120 wheel on my flat rest side. And I need to raise it up a little bit because it's actually kind of awkward to be down like this and sharpening. So I'm going to make a little riser box with a drawer in it. It's another thing when I was recording the video, I said, oh, I get to make another thing because I need that about 8 inches taller. So I'm just going to make a box with a drawer in it for no reason other than to raise that up. And it gives me another drawer to make, which is good practice because I haven't made a lot of drawers. So that'll be another thing. After the doors and drawers of the cabinet itself, I will make a riser drawer essentially to go under the grinder. Yeah. So I went with the Rikon because I like the brand. I think it's a good midpoint between high end and low end in terms of the price point and the value for your money. And it was the same price as the King Canada one, which, you know, is sort of lower middle class range tool company in Canada, I would say. But in all honesty, it's probably the same unit coming out of the same factory in China with a different paint job on it, to be fair. I mean, that's what my jointer is. I'm 100% sure King Canada that I got my jointer from got it out of the same factory that Q-Tech gets theirs, and King and Rikon gets theirs, and every 8-inch segmented cut benchtop jointer out there right now is probably this one. So I'm assuming it's probably the same thing with grinders. But I think it was, I don't know, 160 bucks Canadian. So yeah, looking forward to putting it through some use. And any other questions, comments, concerns? I'm gonna finish this beer, rub some more oil into that thing. Let's just put the other coat of oil in it and take it off. Let's just do that. Stupid chair. What would you sell that bowl for? I'd say 60, 70 bucks, probably. And then if I was at a market and I labeled it for 60 or 70 bucks and somebody said you take 50, I'd say yes. But I would price it at $60 or $70 probably. How are the hand plane shelves attached to the wall? Dowels. Dowels in the back of the shelf, holes in the wall. I also really like the preface of question, because that's actually, I think that's a thing that we should start encouraging. If you have a question, start with the word question so that I know to pick it up. Not that I won't figure out if something is a question without the word question on it. Response, thank you. Yep, you're welcome, Chris. I like that idea though, because I'm definitely gonna see it if it starts with the word question. I'm less displeased with this bowl now that it's done than I was while I was doing it. It's got a nice luster. It's fine. It's cool. It's just frustrating to work with. And I would venture to guess that if it got knocked against something, it would put a nice big ding in it, because it's really not very hard. It's, I think it needed the double cove that I found by accident on the inside, just to add a little something. And the bird's eyes do show up. It's fine. I got frustrated with it and started calling it names. I'm sorry, Bull. You're fine. And that's a cool little profile too. I like that. Yeah, that turned out better than I thought at certain points of this show it was going to turn out. That is for sure. Oh, people doing shop reorganizations. Doing some pen turning. Yeah, you gotta, if you're doing a full-on shop organization, you gotta stop once in a while and make something, because it can be a slog too. This is this week's bowl, Birdseye Alder. Double cove. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Do the hand plane shells just pull off? Yes, they do. Come on. Yes, they do. I promise. So, yeah, a couple of holes in the back. I mean, the little dowel tips go in the holes. Press it on to get the little dicks, dick, and then just pop on like that. Oh, I got a new hand plane coming. See that shelf? That big empty shelf up at the top? Guess what? That's going to be filled soon. I originally built that shelf to hold a Veritas number 6 4-plane. But that's not what's going to fill that shelf. And you'll just have to sit in an anticipation to find out what it is that's going to fit on that shelf. It's not the Veritas that I wanted it to be, but it is something special. And I'm going to get it in it's scheduled to arrive next Thursday. And I will do an unboxing reveal video of it. And yeah, it'll be good. All right. Bye, Marv. Want to get a couple planes on the wall? Well, put a couple planes on the wall, man. You got a low angle jack coming. We talked about the Veritas sale. Get it up on the wall. Q&A next week. That's right, Sheldon. Next week is going to be the month in review, month look forward show, where we talk about what's happened in the shop and what's going to happen in the shop, and do open Q&A. I will put a post up for questions on my Patreon page, because they get first dibs on asking questions, because they pay me to do shows. And I'll probably put a Q&A up on Facebook as well. And then if you're here, you can just ask questions live. But every question must be prefaced with the word question. No, I'm not going to make people do that. But yeah, all right. That was a good time. Happy Halloween, everybody. Alder, Birdseye Alder. Well, let's call it what it is. It's Alder with some bird's eyes. Alder's a nice colored wood, but it is too soft. And yeah, that's all. I don't think that it is a good lathing wood. Anyway, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. We'll see you next week for open Q&A. and maybe a giveaway. I feel I haven't given anything away for a little bit. Maybe I'll give something away on the live show next week. That'll be fun. Okay. Later, guys. Happy Halloween. Bye for now.